There comes a moment after becoming, after striving, after proving, after climbing, a moment when effort no longer defines you. You have already fought the internal war. You have already learned when to wait. You have already learned when to move. You have carried responsibility. You have held pressure. You have remained standing. And now something changes, not externally, internally. The noise fades, not because life became easier, but because you stopped resisting who you are. You are no longer asking, what must I do next? You are asking something deeper. What kind of world must exist because I am here? This is not ambition. This is essence. Not a man chasing power, a man settled into alignment. Earlier versions of you were divided. Fear argued with courage. Emotion fought discipline. Desire competed with wisdom. There was always friction, always debate, always movement inside. But eventually, the war ends. Not because one side wins, but because the battlefield disappears. There is no longer contradiction within you, no internal rebellion, no self-sabotage wearing intelligence as disguise. You move from unity now, one mind, one rhythm, one direction. Most people live fragmented. You live whole, and wholeness carries weight. There is a quiet strength that appears when striving dissolves. Not laziness, completion. The hunger fades, the urgency leaves. Not because you stopped caring, but because urgency cannot survive alignment. Your breath slows. Your nervous system settles. Time no longer pressures you. You are no longer racing life. You are moving with it. This peace is not softness. It is stability, unshakable. At first, you searched for principles. Then you lived by them. Now, you are one. Your words no longer feel like opinion. They feel like structure. Your standards are not preferences. They are climate. People don't argue with them. They adapt to them. You do not demand respect. Your presence organizes the room. This is power without force, not dominance, not intimidation, reality. Once, the world felt large, overwhelming. Other men felt bigger. Life felt heavier. Until one day, it didn't. Not because the world shrank, but because you grew into your rightful size. You stopped apologizing for existing fully. You stopped shrinking to fit spaces. You stopped negotiating your worth. Now you meet life as an equal. Fear once shouted. Then it whispered. Now it is quiet. Not because pain vanished, but because pain has a place within your understanding. You no longer react to uncertainty. You recognize it as a condition of mastery. Fear loses power when a man stops bargaining with it. You do not negotiate with fear. You outgrow it. Calm is no longer something you practice. It is what you are. Not numbness. Depth. The kind that does not shake under loss, does not inflate under praise, does not cling to outcomes. You do not manage composure. You are composure. Before, you learned how to lead. Now you shape environments. You design systems. You curate what belongs in your world. You remove what cannot coexist with truth. People stabilize around you without instruction, not because you try to lead, but because order radiates from alignment. You no longer seek influence. Influence occurs naturally. Men straighten around you. Silence deepens. Chaos settles. Not because you speak, but because you are consistent. Final stage power holds both mercy and steel, soft when softness heals, firm when firmness protects truth. You can be shelter, you can be storm. Only a man who has mastered himself can hold both without breaking. Eventually, people stop describing you as a person. You become a reference, a standard, a presence remembered. You were the one who waited. You were the one who moved. Now you are the one who simply is. Stable enough to trust, strong enough to follow, disciplined enough to remain sovereign. You no longer need validation. You no longer need permission. You no longer need the throne to know who you are. And because you no longer chase power, power rests on you naturally. This is the final state. Not striving, not commanding, being, fully, grounded, aligned, unshakable, a force of nature wearing human form, a man the world does not dominate, a man the world quietly orbits. You are not becoming, you are not proving, you are not performing. You are simply the one who is. And nothing, not fear, not chaos, not praise, not failure, not time, can take that away.